This is Rochester in Kent, and here we have an outstanding view of an early based Norman castle. Very typical architecture with the strong keep and the walls outside. And as that gentleman just said, it's a beautiful sight. Here we have, don't get many rivers that wide in the UK. And over there, some magnificent views as well from the top right. I'm going to have a bit of a walk around. I visited the castle before, so I won't be seeing it today. Today is Wednesday, the 5th of September 2012, and it's as I can be seen, it's a wonderfully sunny day. It's around 22 degrees centigrade now, I would say, and it's very pleasant. It's a wonderful bridge. On the other side of the road, in this quaint Norman house next to the one with the scaffolding, there's a Rochester Bridge Trust. And that's a superb entrance to the castle. This castle dates back to 1088, so it's 22 years after Norman conquest. And what the Normans would do is build a keep, such as this huge building behind me, in front of me, and then they would surround it with a ditch, some kind of wooden palisade or some kind of fence or something like that. But in time, what was surrounded by would be improved upon, and a lot of what we see here dates back to the time of Edward III, so it's 14th century. But the principle of the big keep with the wall around it, which I think, when I said earlier, it's an early Norman, I think that's a fair enough statement, to be quite honest. If you look at other buildings, such as the Tower of London, for example, which is absolutely late 13th century, but it just, you don't see it in such the same way. Apparently that's 34.5 metres from the ground floor to the battlements. Well, to be honest, that looks more than 34 metres to me. So this is the castle cesspit, and it's pretty deep, so you get a fair bit of excrement in there. Yeah, get the light on. In fact, can't really see how deep it is. Nonetheless, despite this level of deepness, it had to be cleaned out from time to time, and the only way to clean it out was to take the excrement and all of that rubbish that might have been left down there, because I've used the rubbish tip as well, past the food hall, which is here. Obviously we won't take the excrement past the food hall, then out through the main entrance, which presumably didn't happen all that often. There's an excellent model of the castle as it would have appeared at its height, which would have been towards the end of the 14th century. place used to be the main gate. Now we have the magnificent cathedral. Good view of the keep from here. And during the Barons' War in 1215, this was held by the anti-king forces, and King John besieged it and dug a mine under it, which collapsed, and then it got through, but the defenders held out for another week, or taking up the final line of defence. And when it was rebuilt, 1226 I think it was, in a more cylindrical shape. This cylindrical shape doesn't collapse so easily, although, quite honest, I can't see what the cylindrical shape is. It looks pretty square to me. King Henry VIII, who in Rochester in 1540 met Anne of Cleves, his fourth wife, although the marriage only lasted 6 months. Now this building here, which is now a rather expensive restaurant at £22 for 3 courses, is Topes, which appears in The Mystery of Edwin Drood, the last work of Charles Dickens. In fact, he didn't actually finish it before he died. He was only 58 when he died. And so that's the last building that appeared in any of the works of Charles Dickens. Oh, and there's Ebenezer's, probably named after Ebenezer Good, a song by the Shaman from 1992. Either that, or it's again from Charles Dickens.